All right, let's talk a little real politics now. And as we broadcast tonight, we're 188 days, or just about 6 months away from the election day. And the president, his lead in the polls, it's up a little bit. It was 3 points at the beginning of the week. It's now at about 3.5. But one man we know will never appear in that graphic is Newt Gingrich. And just like so many, a few months ago, he said, if I remember right, well, of course it's going to be me. It's impossible. It isn't. Every single metric points that way. Well, he did finally throw in the towel today, admitting what many people saw as an inevitability a few months ago. And he said it was all over. And he gave this quasi-ringy endorsement of one Mitt Romney.
I'm asked sometimes, is Mitt Romney conservative enough? And my answer is simple. Compared to Barack Obama, you know, this is not a choice between Mitt Romney and Ronald Reagan.
And with friends like those.
He put Romney and Reagan in the same sentence, so give him credit for that.
Let me ask you, current registered Republican here, is this just a bitter guy going out the door, or is that underlying, I don't know what we're getting with this moderate Massachusetts guy, is that current still running through the conservative wing of the party?
Well, let me just say that Newt Gingrich is a hero of mine. Having put my toe in the water for a millisecond, these folk are public servants. They're putting their lives out there to serve our country.
You're a hero, okay? You put yourself in the line. Newt Gingrich, you could pick better ones. Come on.
Oh, no, look it. He had some personal issues that we all have issues with. But what he did in '94 and the leadership and the change of rolling back government and starting that process occurred with him in the leadership back then. So we shouldn't forget that. He's a person of ideas, and he's actually accomplished some of those ideas. So hopefully those ideas will be taken up by Mitt Romney, and we'll see some of those fiscal, responsible, pro-growth ideas.
He sounded like a politician there, didn't he? I mean, he's already got that. He's already got that. I asked you though a different question.
In my heart.
But here's one thing we can agree with. I've interviewed Newt Gingrich about 6 times. I agree with you. He's a person of ideas. He really is. Now, his ideas might be out there a little bit. And let's face it, let's give him credit. Newt wrote this longer than I thought he would. Yeah. Newt was selling books.
But Don,
Newt
in a window
was
there.
pushing his products.
But remember after the whole fiasco with the Greek cruise and the Tiffany and the whole bit, he was up. Do you remember?
They all were.
They all were, fair enough.
Herman Cain was up.
But there was Cain we all know how that was going to end. Gingrich was up, and people were doing the math, and they were saying, he's the only conservative in the field who would actually win.
You're missing the boat, though. America is hungry for ideas and big change, to roll back government and reduce taxes, reduce spending.
So are you convinced that Mitt Romney has enough of the conservative? I mean, he said the right things in the primary, but the sneaking suspicion is the whole etch-a-sketch rap that come to between the now and the general. He's going to move back to the middle here. Are conservatives wary?
I think there is wariness amongst fiscal responsible growth conservatives out there. But the truth is, he's saying the right things. He's got the leadership experience that our current president did not have going into office. And
who does? Who does?
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney has more leadership experience?
Absolutely.
What?
He's got the business experience. He understands how to grow business. And I
just don't want to let Mitt Romney or let Newt Gingrich go without. I like the idea of a moon colony, and this is a very sad day for me.
You knew that was coming.
That is
all
so
right,
wrong.
let me get to you're very smart. Very funny. A little New York City politics now, and frankly, this isn't going to be on the radar like the national stuff, but nonetheless, for me at least, I'm surprised by how little attention has gone into a gig that I remember everybody wanting, and that was mayor of Gotham. Now, City Council Speaker Christine Quinn, front runner here on the Democratic side for mayor in 2013, added a little drama to a press conference this week when after someone behind her insulted Mayor Michael Bloomberg, Ms. Quinn responded like this.
Whoever said that, I'd ask you to apologize. I'm just not going to participate in the conversation with the president. Congratulations on the bill. I'm not going to participate in name calling.
We couldn't really hear it, but this was a Working Families Party event, Dominic, as you know. Somebody yelled out, I think it was Farrow Bloomberg. And, you know, Working Families Party, it kind of feeds right into at least the base. She walked away. Now, there's 2 schools of thought. It looked very mayoral of her, or 2, she is so pressed up against Mr. Bloomberg, craving here the endorsement, that was Exhibit A, that she'll do anything to please Mayor Mike.
No, you know what I think it was, and we've all had these days, even folks that are not in public office, where you're just having a bad day, seriously, and the littlest thing can tick you off. I've seen elected officials turn around and give people the finger at Koch. I've seen elected officials, one person will say one thing and they turn around and use profanity. Now, she didn't help herself because Bill Thompson and John Liu and Bill de Blasio, they're all going to say Bloomberg's clone. They were going to say that anyway.
And so way,
she looked exactly like his clone yesterday. I think she was just having a bad day and she wasn't having it, and someone said something that got under her skin.
And by the way, you and me like Billy Thompson. When is he going to decide that he wants this job? He's going to do something. He only lost by a point or two to Mike Bloomberg, almost in spite of his campaign. He hasn't done anything.
Well, and what's making matters worse, Christine Quinn is considered the front runner. So, Bill, in fairness to Thompson and all the others, the race doesn't really start until after the presidential contest. But Bill Thompson better step up before it's too late, or all we're going to hear is Christine Quinn.
Andrew, we only got about 15 seconds. I screwed you on time as usual. Chris Christie says he'd consider, if asked, to run for VP. Do I translate in the political talk that he wants the job?
He wants to be thought of. He wants to be loved. He wants you to want him.
I like that. I like that.
I think that's part of the song.
He wants to be loved.
Dominic, Mark, Andrew, guys, thank you all very much here.